All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Harakar HaKodash, and double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who taught us his truth. But Shalom to you, Akim, to push the word across the four corners of this globe with all truth and sincerity by Hashem, Harakar HaKodash. And pretty much, I just want to touch on a quick lesson, and really this, this video that I found from TikTok, and pretty much how the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and pretty much how we are in the last days, and how close we are more and more to the end. A major sign is it's just by the the very information and the exposing of Esau Edom's his deception, and the flood of information now that's being brought out in these last days, and pretty much how Jake and majority of the world is waking up to this nigga's bullshit, man, and exposing him. And matter of fact, this is I'm gonna get this quick piece up. This is Isaiah chapter 47. I'll start at verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, I will not meet thee as a man. And yeah, come, and we're seeing, more and more, of, Esau's enchantments, wearing out, man. The people are waking up because of the information that's being brought out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But the main thing I want to touch on, is dealing with, with this Jake right here, I believe it's from, I'm not sure what exact tribe, but, it's no doubt he's from, one of the northern tribes. And pretty much, in this video, got about, like 1 million likes and all that, people, are waking up to this, the whole, Treasury board this year, exposed it, man, which, it's not, it's not news to us, us that's, already in the know, let's start with the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, on down to elder bishops, and to the brethren. I'm saying us that's already woken in this truth, we already know these things, man. But the thing is how when the prophets was already bringing it out, I'd say, like a couple shit, like starting with our apostles, man, and their elders, like decades back, and pretty much, the whole time period prior to, C19, to where, the Lord literally forced everybody to stay in the house and just actually sit down and actually, take heed to information, because a lot of Jake woke up, because of the LDs that was going on, man, because of the whole boogeyman pandemic that was going on, and information was just being brought forth, man. But the main point is how through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, our elders and apostles have always been bringing this out for decades and years, man, and brethren all throughout the years, all throughout the world. But see, Jake was scoffing, talking shit, and mocking the prophets, and not, calling Jake crazy, like not, like taking it serious, man. But see now in these last days, you're starting to see, more and more people waking up and are actually, realizing like, man, that this is the truth, man. It's, look at these comments, man, and everybody, everybody is agreeing, like, yeah, that's not the actual true depiction, as whom the world even calls Jesus Christ, Yeah, you got Eve saying, I knew it, this and that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna play the video.
Familiar that face is, and I'm finna tell you who the fuck that really is, because it's not Jesus. His name is Cesar Borgias, or something like that. and he was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. So let's get into the real story on how the fake Jesus came to be here in the Western United States, where all the fakeness is and the lies, etc., etc. If I die because this is a government, but I think I'll be alright. So boom, let's read this. Between 1502 and 1503, Cesar Borgia hired Leonardo da Vinci to be an architect and engineer, in which him and Leonardo da Vinci also became intimate lovers in a homosexual relationship. They were lovers. Expressing his love for Caesar, Leonardo painted many pictures of him. Caesar's father, Rodrigo Borgia, who later became Pope Alexander VI under the authority of the Catholic Church elite, had his son's picture put up as Jesus Christ in the Western world and ordered any pictures of a black Jesus destroyed. Caesar had sex with his own sister Lucretia, and he killed his brother Giovanni in 1497. And this is the man who the Catholic Church gave their consent to allowing his picture to be put up and portrayed as Jesus Christ. The white Jesus of today was modeled by Cesar Borgias. Cesar Borgias, Jesus of today. Everybody knows Jesus was black, but Yahshua Yahweh was black. I don't like Jesus. That's a whole white person thing. But and I'm not making.
I'm saying, that's pretty much like where he went off at. I'm calling the Lord, Yahweh, and this and that. But for the most part, he was on point with the information, man. And I'm gonna go to Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 20. And see what Jake doesn't know, how this is all according to prophecy, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get Job. Job chapter 24. It's like it. Job 9:24. It's Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he, man? And get this in Job chapter 13, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. When you go and so going back to Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. The wicked is dealing with the whole race of Edom, as a whole. I'm saying, and Yahweh Shemi Ashai, has given the whole earth, into this man's power, into this man's hand, I'm dealing with these Khazars, they literally rule, everything, man, the small hat people, these are biblical Edomites, man, and everywhere you go, you know, anywhere throughout the whole entire world, Esau's hand is infiltrated in everything, the religion, the so-called holidays, the ideologies and the money. You know what I'm saying? Esau's face is literally in everything, man, and he controls the whole entire world. The very elite, themselves, they literally have the whole control, man. Of all countries. Everybody has to do whatever the fuck they say. And Job 9:24. They even going as far as to covering the faces of the judges, man. Who the true judges? The ultimate judge is Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. And his people. Through what is called iconoclasm. I'm saying it's always been Esau's custom. Matter of fact, we go into Second Maccabees, I believe. Like the moment Esau, he touches that power, the first thing he does, he starts to deface the images, the true images. But yeah, this is let's see like Yeah, this is First Maccabees, Slakia, chapter 3, verse, verse, yeah, yeah. This is pretty much dealing with the Hellenization of Greece, of the Greeks, against our nation, and pretty much how they, they pretty much had a whole nation, and spoiled, they, they profaned the temple, they started committing orgies in the temple, and sacrificing, you know, all types of, abominations in the temple. And, you know, and he committed this very act right here in verse 48. He laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. So, they I'm saying iconoclasm. They repainted the image, the true images, and put in their faces, Edomite faces, and that's always been a thing, from Esau, Edom, he, since his first time really in power, which was the time of the Greeks. But going back to Job 9 and 24, he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? Yeah, So who else could this man be? It's like who else could the wicked suit but the so-called white man? Esau, Edom. He's the only one that's doing these things, man. Defacing the images and putting himself to be as like that. You know what I'm saying? But now, all the information is being brought out, man. He's being exposed in these last days, man. Because why? Because we are in the end. This is Revelation chapter 20. I'm gonna read verse 7, and I'm gonna try to go back up to the second verse. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So pretty much, for a certain period of time, through the Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire, and after the fall, of Rome, Jakes, had Esau, in slavery, in chains. Matter of fact, when you go to the I started verse 1, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And that bottomless pit is dealing with, it's like describing, Europe, as to be, like a place with no resources, and matter of fact, I'm gonna get this in a second. So when you deal with the word pit, it's dealing with land. This is Second Esdras, chapter 5, instead of verse 23, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine. It's like thou hast chosen thee one only vine, and of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. And and that's dealing, with Jerusalem, with the nation of Israel. That land, even it's going back in the garden. That's the Lord's favorite, land over there, man. O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine. It's just like thou hast chosen thee one only vine, and of all lands of the whole earth, it's like of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily. I pretty much got the main point. But going to the word pit, it deals with land, and in this specific, you know, the habitat where pretty much, Esau Edom was ruling at, was considered the bottomless pit because of the lack of resources and just pretty much, just it was like destitute. This is verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And that chain is dealing with, a bondage, slavery. Verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, that's dealing with, the dragon is dealing with, a Rome, the whole beast as a whole, the seven heads, and you just pretty much, because those seven heads alone, you know, are all pretty much, what's the word, they all come from Esau, Edom. It's like I'm like trying to find the right word to pretty much to word it, but pretty much, those seven heads, are all, Esau, Edom's, I'd say, like government, dealing with the French, the British, and the Spanish, and Rome, Greeks, Germanic Major, Germanic Major, those are all Edomites. You know what I'm saying, and that old serpent, is Esau, Edom, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So as a whole, it's pretty much talking about Esau, Edom, not the spiritual demon Satan, but rather his physical counterpart. And bound him 1,000 years. I'm saying, because throughout the dark ages, see, Jake had Esau in chains for about that time, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. So he couldn't do anything, man. Because why? Because in the dark ages, Jake, had Esau, Edom, in servitude towards them, but wasn't, up until the Renaissance. I'm saying then he was loosed for that little season, which is, the rebirth, dealing with the Renaissance, which is where you have, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Pope, and the Renaissance art, and him, the Pope, him declaring, his son to be the new image. You know what I'm saying? And all this other stuff, man. That's all dealing with prophecy, man. Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that, he must be loosed a little season. So when Esau, was loose for that little season during the Renaissance period, he was showing his ass, so to speak. First thing he did was literally start deceiving the whole world. By repainting the images. That's always been, his custom, man. This is the wicked that we're dealing with, man. But this is Revelation chapter 7. Chapter 20, verse 7. When 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So it's the first thing this devil did, man. He went out to deceive. I'm saying, he repainted the images, and to prove, how you have, how during the dark ages, Jake had Esau in chains. You still had the true images of, the the true depictions, you know, like over there in the Russian icons and you know, in the museum over there, you know, those images are still up to this day, man. You know, yeah, Moses, you know, our Lord, you know, the apostles, you know, the true images, you know, of the chosen people, man. You know what I'm saying, but that's not the point. The main point is how pretty much, you know, Esau, Edom, you know, is being exposed, man. And going back